want the transparency. We need the transparency. So if you want to jump on one of those calls to see where we're at over the next year, you can, and this team and even our folks can make that happen virtually. So
there was some specific conversation about that issue, and I can't remember who brought it up, but the county has authority in their right of way, even in.
And you're on, because we just kind of found this out the other day through from our attorneys. If you have the right of way, the utility company, Carroll White has the right of way.
Yeah.
We don't have to wait.
Right.
But we've got the county has to agree to it, and Carroll White would have to agree to it to let us go in and bore it without getting the permit done. The way they do a permit, so basically one of the reasons it takes so long to get it is because they have to bring in what they call watchers, flaggers. So they basically will stand there and watch you bore under it and tell you if the train's coming. and you pay them about $4 to $5 grand a day. So, I mean, that's just wonderful. I need that job. But no, that is something we did find out. So we're going to work with OCM, our engineering company, to help find out on who owns those easements. Because that actually gets speed things up. Getting our own boring machine too will tremendously help us speed it up. But so it's about a $600,000 investment that we're going to have to put into. So.
Sorry, I think I interrupted you, Scott.
Huh?
I think I interrupted you. I'm sorry.
No, I was just going to say, according to what you said, Jake, that you're getting ready here in the next couple, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, to make the first payment of $750,000, and you guys have had that for almost a year. Is that right?
correct.
How much interest has accumulated on that?
Approximately $9,000.
Okay. All right. Is that maybe a discussion for the council? Is that, or should that be county money?
The interest earned on that money held.
Because it hasn't been spent yet, but, it sat there for practically a year. I think any accrued interest on that should come back to the county.
Sorry, no. That's not how the contract works. And while it's an accident of timing that the EDC was able to achieve that kind of interest return and interest rates too, that was a factor. Once you turned over the money to the EDC, it's EDC's money. It's no longer the county's money in the way that you're thinking of it.
Okay.
And to touch on that, I just want to put this out there that according to the contract, we could have invoiced the day that we signed the contract. We were trying to wait until we actually began construction to actually show we're not going to bill you until it's actually started. And so that was our reasoning behind it. And I feel like in good faith, you get, if you made $9,000, then that's good for them.
I don't want to tassel over it. I mean, we put it in a money market because we don't want money to just not. We had it into an account that was just not moving, and I wasn't going to, regardless of whose money it is, I wasn't going to let $750,000 just sit there. Right. So we made a financial decision as an organization to put it into a money market. So yeah, we can hash that out, but I mean, I think the money. So yeah, it's just we're trying to do diligence with the money that's been entrusted to us, and so.
It's good information to know this, because then taxpayers listen to these things and say, this is a good thing. To me, I feel that's good that people know that.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate the update. I appreciate, as Josh said, you being willing to stand up here and answer to some of these questions. So thank you.
No problem. Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
If anybody has any questions or any time, feel free to give me a call, email, anything. I can get some business cards out.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
All right, we do have some additionals to be advertised. I believe we can do that without needing a motion or a vote on those, correct? Yeah.
Yeah, as long as they're all agreeable, let's do it.
Does everybody agree to advertise the additionals listed? Any questions or concerns on those?
I have one on the GIS specialist, but they can be brought up one day. I don't think she needs to pull them out.
Okay. Well, we can advertise it and then talk about it later. Okay, moving on to the encumbrances. We have.
Thank you.
Hey, Matt, can I get you, Matt, can you get one more? Of the encumbrances, yeah, so I do want to allow Beth to speak to some of the encumbrances that were requested. So Beth, if you want to call those out.
There had to be a December bill and not a January bill. So I did find some January bills in the sheriff and the jail. So some of those are less than what we need to have. One was just, the bills were less than what the amount was entered for. So I'm going to the sheriff and the jail, and I can tell you those, or if you want me to. The uniforms and leather was $1178.31.
Okay, so you're changing from 1834.86 to,
Right now I am, and if we find out different, we can
and what's that new number?
1178.31. Fuel had a January bill, 78.34.34.
Slower, please.
Sorry,
78.
34.34 is what the new number would be. The new number for pickup prisoners, the bills equal 320.46. Utilities had a January bill, and it was, so it'd be 837.11.
That January bill, I want to point out, was for December, though. Do you see what I'm saying? It was for utilities in December.
But it stated January,
Okay,
so DLGF wouldn't accept that.
okay.
Meals for prisoners, there was a January bill.
And that also was for, so it doesn't matter, because that also was for, because we only had that company until December 31st, that Carroll Company.
Yeah.
So that was also for December. Okay,
We can't do that unless you get it changed.
okay.
I have 17,979.13.
17.
979.13. I need to double check that one. To be honest. Those are the ones that I found. And bless her heart, she came over and put them together so I wouldn't know what was what. So I just had that since, what, when did we do that, Tuesday?
Tuesday, yeah.
Yeah, so I really need to go over them quickly or another time and let my girls go over them, but if I find a discrepancy, I will let you know. And then there, one for the Cume Bridge filed by the highway, they only, it should be 897, 148.58, because that's the only money that is available.
Can you say that number again?
897, 148.58. And I.
That's the same number.
It's 174 versus 148.
148.
Thank you.
Do you have copies of that on the shelf?
Huh?
Do you have the list of the old, what's going to the old jail, new jail?
So
And I
anyway,
requested
Oh, no,
last
we
time.
don't have that done yet. Lori she had been out, so we will get that done when she comes back.
the other
Could you
thing I
email me
would
that video
request
again?
when I'm entering these, if I find out that there is not enough money to encumber that, I didn't get some of that done, but I will let you know. And you can
And
always.
in the jail, sorry, go ahead.
You can approve these, and then I can change them.
I think we should.
Not a
There's a
motion.
lot of,
It's a motion.
And just my comment on this is that some of this stuff is not for the old jail. So to be encumbering stuff to pay for the next year for the new jail, to me, is not correct. It's just a comment.
It'll need paid for though.
Because
right?
I know, but you shouldn't be encumbering bills.
Well, we already bought the stuff,
You see if
like
there's-
it's there.
That was
I
based
know.
on,
Yeah.
that was based on our decision last month.
I know, and I'm stating why,
Okay.
that we should have knew that it was for the new jail and not for the old jail.
I told you
That was
guys.
talked-
did.
that was
We
talked
did
about
know
last
it.
month.
I
We did
didn't keep that secret. I told you guys.
I think you voted
We did
against
not
it.
know what was for the new jail and what was for.
Yeah,
You did not have a listing. You had,
Well, we
she.
didn't have a
It wasn't an
listing.
itemized list,
Yeah,
but we
so
knew the
you don't know
items.
what was purchased for the new jail and what was for the old jail.
That's correct.
That was the list that I had asked for.
Yeah, so we do have a motion by Paul Ryder to approve. Paul, was your motion for all the encumbrances listed or just
Yeah.
the jail specific?
All
And
been
just
covered.
I mean, there's no hurry on this. I would just recommend we remove the jail encumbrances, handle that next month. To give you time do you need time to review them? Because if we pass the wrong thing and then we gotta amend it, you gotta go back and revisit it anyway.
Well, I can't encumber
You
if
just
they
said
don't
that you
have the
needed to
money.
review.
Well, I said I needed to review, really, all of them if they have money in their budget.
Oh,
That's what I mean.
I mean, I've got the bills, they're fine, but if we review,
Then I would just wait until we know that everything's done, because there's no reason that you have to approve them. Right? I mean, logistically, what's better for you?
it's whatever you
Well,
tell
I
me.
mean,
I mean,
like-
we've worked hard on these, but I mean, she came over and.
Well, if we
Let's
approve
get it
it-
done, I mean, why
Yeah.
not?
Well, the reason why not is exactly what she said. If we approve it and then there's no money in the line, then,
But we're
And that's what I'm trying to
we're giving
ask
her the
her.
authority to, if there's no money in the line, to not encumber it, right? That's my.
it's your prerogative, Beth. I'm
And
just-
with mine, I knew that the money was there, but I think she's saying that like I thought I could use the electric bill for December, like December 1st to December 31st, and she's saying that I can't, right? Is
No,
that,
the bill has
yeah.
to be dated in December.
because it came out on January
Right.
1st? Yes, okay.
Yeah, so I'm thinking most of these are fine. I just.
So it's
go
not a
with
problem if you approve it, if we approve it, there's not money in the line?
No.
I withdraw my comment.
Okay, so we have a motion on the floor to approve the encumbrances
As amended.
as amended.
Need a second.
Second.
All right, motion by Paul Ryder, seconded by Josh Blue.
More coffee.
Any other question or comment? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. All right. Approved 7-0. Okay, that brings us to the end of our agenda. I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Mr. President, we have done our RDC this is for 2023, and we have, right?
Yeah.
And we have a meeting today, so we probably need to formalize those.
Is that a motion?
Yeah, why am I, re-explain that to me, I'm sorry.
Our appointments to the RDC haven't been formalized. I don't know if we usually do that in December or January, I forget, but we haven't, it just has not made it on the agenda yet. And it just occurred to me that we have a meeting today, we haven't made those appointments, so we
Okay.
probably need to formalize those so that members have that authority.
Motion to approve the RDC appointments.
Oh, we don't
We don't need a motion.
Who are they?
know specifically who they are.
Josh.
Yeah, so, Paul and I are the current members of the RDC. I mean, we generally go through the nominating process for those roles, so I don't know, it's your prerogative as chair how you want to handle it.
Do we have thoughts on who we would like to nominate for those two positions on the RDC?
Are you wanting to do them individually, or?
You can do them together unless there's a disagreement.
I would like to do them individually, assuming that that's not a problem, that's an opportunity.
I might say that, there's quite a bit to the RDC, and we've been through a year's worth of meetings, and yeah, you can nominate somebody new, you know, that's your prerogative, but there's a kind of bit of education that's involved in doing, working on that.
So you want to do them individually?
That would be my choice. I'm just one person.
So is there a nomination then? Or
So I'd like to, can I make the nomination?
Yep.
Can I like to nominate Josh Blue for reappointment to the RDC?
I'll second that.
Okay. We've got a nomination and a second to reappoint Josh Blue to the RDC. Josh, are you agreeable to that?
I am.
Okay. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. All right, so that carries 7-0. Is there thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, in the vein of what Paul's saying there, this, like, right now, the RDC has maybe the most consequential decisions that we've made in some time. We have a shell building project that we're working on. We have the bonds that are already there, potentially refinancing our existing debt. We have a large infrastructure project that's supporting the jail. So these are ongoing, very heavy discussions that have to occur. And I just want to state for the council that I think I've mentioned this before, but it's very, very, very relevant. The TIF that we know as the Indiana Packers TIF, that TIF will end, that allocation area will end in about 10 years. So all the money that we have received for years and years and years, and which amounts to, you know, somewhere in the high hundreds of thousands, nearing $1 million a year, will cease in 10 years. And so the investments that entity makes to try to grow the county and help in its economic development efforts are extremely important over the next handful of years here, because even if you get a project today, a material project, or, you know, we're building this shell building or trying to get this shell building built, the occupant will likely get a tax abatement, or will likely seek a tax abatement, and then, you know, you don't really get that full tax stream for a decade. So this is not a problem like 10 years from now we can wake up and say, oh, we got to fix this. It has to get, you know, fixed today so that 10 years from now we don't feel the impacts of that as a county. So, and materially important, because we buy fire trucks, we buy cop cars, we buy all kinds of things that support the TIF district out of the RDC that both the municipality and the county are great benefactors from. And when that ceases to exist, that safety valve, if you will, is there. So it is very important that whoever sits in this role have a very, very, very keen understanding of county's finances, the impacts of these things, and be a student of those. So with that said, you know, there for 2024, with all that's to be done there and the amount of work, I'm going to nominate Tracy Martin, because she has done a tremendous job of managing fiscal matters, and is a true student and a hard worker in knowing deeply what has to be done at this body, and I think that she will exude those same qualities at the RDC.
So we have a nomination for Tracy Martin. Do we have a second?
I will second that as well.
So we've got a nomination and a second to appoint Tracy Martin as our council representative to the RDC. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. All right. Motion carries 6-1.
I move to adjourn.
We have a motion to adjourn. Do we have a second?
Second.
All right. All those in favor?